U.S. Capitol riot. Trump's pardon over 1,500 supporters sparks outrage. United States President Donald Trump has granted clemency to all individuals charged over the January 6, 2021 attack on the USA Capitol in one of his first major actions since returning to the Oval Office. The sweeping move overturns years of the legal efforts to hold those involved accountable for attempting to overturn the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Edison, welcoming you to Naija Anchor News. Today, we break down President Trump's controversial mass pardon, the reaction it has sparked, and what this means for the U.S. political landscape. On Monday, 20th January 2025, Trump issued pardon for approximately 1,500 of his supporters and commuted the sentence of 14 others. In a proclamation posted on the White House website, he defended the decision, calling it a step toward justice and national reconciliation. These proclamations end a grave national injustice that has been perpetrated upon the American people over the last 4 years and begin a process of national reconciliation, Trump stated. Among those granted clemency was Enrique Tarrio, the former leader of the far-right Proud Boys, who had been sentenced to 22 years in prison for seditious conspiracy. Also receiving commutation were Stewart Rhodes, leader of the far-right Oath Keepers, who was serving an 18-year sentence for similar charges, and several others convicted of serious offenses linked to the Capitol attack. Trump's pardon also cleared the record of over 700 individuals convicted of lesser offenses such as trespassing, while halting hundreds of pending prosecutions. When questioned about those assaulted law enforcement officers, Trump justifies his actions by stating that many had already spent considerable time behind bars. "I see murderers in this country get 2 years, 1 year, and maybe no time. So they have already been in jail for a long time. These people have been destroyed," Trump said, describing their treatment as outrageous. While Trump had promised to pardon many January 6th defendants during his re-election campaign, the extent of his clemency order had remained uncertain. Vice President J.D. Vance had previously suggested that only those who had protested peacefully should be pardoned, adding that those who committed acts of violence should still face consequences. Trump's sweeping clemency order has drawn sharp criticism from Democrats and others who view it as an affront to justice. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi condemned the move, calling it a betrayal of law enforcement officers who defended the Capitol. Tonight, the president announced pardon and commutation of sentence for those who violently attacked the Capitol and law enforcement officers on January 6th. The president's actions are an outrageous insult to our justice system and the heroes who suffered physical scars and emotional trauma as they protect the Capitol, the Congress, and the Constitution. It is shameful that the president has decided to make one of his top priorities the abandonment and betrayal of police officers who put their lives on the line to stop an attempt to subvert the peaceful transfer of power. Despite the president's decisions, we must also remember the extraordinary courage and valor of law enforcement heroes who stood in the breach and ensure that democracy survive on the dark day, Pelosi said in a post on X. The January riot resulted in more than 1,500 people being charged, with over 1,200 convicted. Among those, approximately 250 were convicted of assault, and more than 700 received prison sentences. The attack caused injuries to more than 140 police officers, as an estimated $2.8 billion in damages. Trump himself had faced legal scrutiny over his role in the riot until the U.S. Justice Department dropped the case in November, citing its policy of not prosecuting a sitting president. With this bold move, Trump has reinforced its support for those who participated in the Capitol riot, further polarizing an already divided political climate. This decision by President Trump is undoubtedly one of the most controversial moves of his new administration by granting clemency to over 1,500 individuals involved in the January 6th Capitol riot, including those convicted of serious crimes. Trump has sent a clear message. He believed these individuals were victims of political prosecution, not perpetrators of an attack on democracy. But the big question remains, does this move promote national reconciliation, as Trump claims, or does it undermine the role of law? Many will argue that justice has been derailed, especially for the law enforcement officers who were injured while defending the Capitol. On the other hand, Trump's supporters will celebrate this as a correction of what they see as a politically motivated crackdown. One thing is certain, this decision has already reignited deep divisions in American politics, with Democrats and critics outraged, accusing Trump of betraying law enforcement and democracy. The political temperature in Washington is set to rise even further. So what do you think? Does this sweeping pardon signal justice, or is it an abuse of presidential power? What do you think about this decision? Was Trump right to pardon those involved in the January 6th attack? Or is this dangerous precedent for American democracy? Share your thoughts in the comment and stay tuned to Naija Anchor News for more updates.